Hypnotist Bernie's exposition. Joining us tonight is Cynthia. How are you doing?
Pretty well. How about you?
So you came all the way from
Martha's Vineyard.
And Arizona.
Oh, well, not today, but
Not today. I thought you were bi-coastal, I guess.
Sort of by.
Like one in Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah, I'm on Martha's Vineyard half of the year.
Okay.
Formerly all year, and now I'm in Arizona half the year.
Oh, perfect.
In Scottsdale area.
What made you make that move?
I decided to buy a house, and I could afford one in Arizona.
Oh, nice. That's a good reason to move.
Yeah, but I love it.
Cynthia is a hypnotherapist or a hypnotist.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been practicing?
For 20 years.
20 years. Yes.
This is my 20th year.
2 decades.
So, yeah.
Yes. And you have been on our show before?
Once.
Mm-hmm. It was, what year was that? Was it Obama or was it Bush?
No. I don't know. But thanks for allowing me back, finally.
Oh, great. We're very happy to have you back.
I think it was about 15 years.
15 years.
Yeah. Is that possible? 13?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I'm not good at math. So.
Okay. You don't need to be.
All right. It's more like a time travel question. You know, we have to do relativity. And
I like that.
Yeah. So you are practicing. Are you practicing on Zoom these days?
Mostly on Zoom now.
Okay.
You know, I've been doing Zoom for over 10 years anyway, because I work with people that I've never met. Word of mouth, they hear about me. But since COVID, people are more open to it.
Okay.
So
nice.
Everyone's more
Do
willing
you get
to...
a lot of locals from Martha's Vineyard?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
Well, it has been that, yes. That's most of my client base still.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Nice. And which part of Martha's Vineyard?
In Vineyard Haven.
Okay, nice.
Right downtown.
Oh, nice. We have, there's like 2 big cities or big towns in Martha's Vineyard.
Well, not big, but
Oak Bluff and...
Oak Bluffs, Vineyard Haven, then there's Edgartown.
Oh, okay.
The 3 main cities.
Because we have missed the boat before. I think we were supposed to go to Vineyard Haven and then we took the boat to Oak Bluff.
Oh.
And then we wondered where we were when we got off the boat. Yeah.
It happens.
So what kind of specialty do you practice?
Well, of course, I work with whatever is presented to me at the time, but I do have some favorites.
Okay.
And lately it is golf.
Oh, wow.
Pain relief. It's a quirky bunch of favorites. Pain relief.
Wow, I need that. Just like physical pain or like existential pain?
Mostly. Actually, well, anything, but mostly physical. It's what it turns up. And then relationship issues. I have a couple of programs coming up.
That's pretty much just say pain relief, right?
It can be part of it.
Part of it.
As we all know.
Sorry to interrupt. So you have golf.
You
have
pain relief. Relationships, like getting over an ex and finding a new one. For example, I have 2 programs coming up, a series of 4 sessions on Zoom for each of those things. And also dreams.
Okay.
And past and future. Future is my new passion. I've been doing that for a couple of years.
Right. Nice.
Yeah.
What do you mean past though?
Past life and future life.
Okay.
But not necessarily, when I say future, it's not necessarily a different life.
Okay.
It can be going into
What's
this
that
life.
about?
Going into, well, it's exactly like past life regression.
Okay.
Because it's time traveling in that way, but it's just going in the other direction. And it's kind of a new thing, I think, because people don't think about it. But there are so many advantages to going into the future because we have all this information within us. That's where we access it. It's in there that we don't usually access until we have a need to or want to. So if I work with someone for a future session, we find out, we go into the future, maybe 5 years, maybe a few less or more, and see what to expect or what changes we need to make now, or what options we have, or
what would be an
direction.
example?
An example would be if somebody, for a relationship issue, for example, if somebody wants to know, is my partner non-committal, or what will happen if I stay with this person 5 years? How will that turn out? So we can go and find out things like that. Or if we work with business people, they can find out what trends are in the future. They can find out what direction their chosen field is going in, so they can anticipate those changes.
Okay. What would be an example of those changes?
Well, say if somebody wants to, say if somebody's in fashion, for example. So what's going to be the trend 5 years from now? How can I get ahead of it so I can, get a jump start on it?
You know what I'm thinking, right? Like, do people come to you to see what the future of the stock market will look like? Because that you're sitting on a gold mine there.
I haven't had that yet. No.
Would you consider that?
I don't see why you couldn't find out some information that might be valuable.
It would be very valuable.
Yeah.
You should pitch your service to hedge funds.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it on my list.
Yeah, you'll be. So, would you? Is it a little bit like fortune telling?
No, it's not at all. Because it's not me who's gathering this information and telling the person. It's them accessing the information from their own inner wisdom.
Okay. What would be like a prediction come true in your experience?
Well, for example, if somebody's wondering where they'll be living in 5 years, they can go have a little session and see in their mind's eye, they can see what their house looks like, see where it is, see what kind of environment is there, even see what the furniture is like. I know it sounds crazy, but it happens. And
in this model, do you think the future is fixed?
No.
Okay.
I think you always have options. There's always free will. There are always options, and you can always choose. You always have a choice.
Okay. Wow. That's
but
very
seeing how something may turn out if you go on a certain path or if you stay on a certain path, then you can decide now, do I want to make changes now? Do I want to stay on that path?
Well, have you had anybody who had made a drastic change based on a session of a future life?
Mm-hmm. I've been doing it for 2 years now, so I haven't seen far into the future. But yeah, people do, and they do make changes and get clarity, get confidence, and go in a different direction and feel good about it. But also, it just learning any information that you find out about yourself, it just gives you this boost of inspiration and energy and confidence. What
would be like a weird vision in the future?
A weird vision?
Or like unusual?
By
that I mean aliens.
Well, yeah, I mean, do you remember the Jetsons? Did you ever see the Jetsons?
No.
That was an old cartoon in, I think, the 60s.
I have to do past life to see that. Yeah.
Well, no, that's the Flintstones.
Okay.
So
not the first time you told that joke.
So a lot of us who are into this, have gone into the future and just see what we see. And like 100 years into the future, not even that long, maybe 50 or 30. Okay. And a lot of us have seen, people I've worked with have seen those little flying cars, like you saw in the Jetsons. You didn't see, but the rest of us did.
Okay. Because I haven't had a session with you yet. Yeah.
I'm spoiling.
But what if surprise. 5 years or maybe like 2 years ago, AI wasn't a thing, right? Mm-hmm. Would people talk about AI from 2 years ago?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you see things unfolding that seem silly at the time.
Okay. I think your services will be very valuable to a lot of.
Yeah, you can learn so much about what to expect and where you should go, what you should do, what people you should have around you.
Right. Yeah.
For example. Yeah, so what about you? Is there anything I can help you with?
Oh, interesting you would ask that. Cynthia was so kind to demonstrate a session on live TV, which is kind of like abridged. What time? Oh, it's 10. So we have good enough time to do this. So Cynthia is going to, we've talked about this before, it's going to hypnotize me to help me with my energy and my staying organized. Yes.
I may not even hypnotize you.
Right.
I may call it something else.
Well,
so tell me about what you want to achieve. Tell me about this issue of organization and energy. Describe it for me. How is it affecting
I will
you?
just be, kind of tired.
Mm-hmm.
Like compared to, how I was before, I could not sleep for a few days and then still be going. But these days, I feel like, also I guess like it's because I'm working from home, so I'm close to my comfortable places. And, no matter how many coffee I drink during the day, I still feel sleepy after a while. Yeah.
And how long has it been happening?
Well, for a long time. Yeah.
Okay.
I guess like it amplifies since the pandemic when I'm stuck at home most of the time.
Yeah. Understandable. That's when a lot of things got triggered and thrown off balance for all of us. Right. So how would you describe, how does it affect you? How does it affect, say, your day-to-day routine? Not having the energy.
I wish I could get more work done.
Not productive.
Yeah, non-productive or just not very focused. Just staring into the computer.
And what about the organization part? You said you want to be more organized too.
Right.
What's that like? What's that been like? It's been a problem.
It's just been like things all over the place. Amazon boxes everywhere. Just not finding things where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, that can take a lot of your time.
And then just forgetting what I'm doing because, I kind of lost in my pile of Amazon boxes. A maze.
A maze of Amazon boxes. It might sound like fun to a lot of people.
That's true. I should charge admission to my apartment.
So that's getting in your way, would you say?
Right.
Of your life.
Right.
So tell me about how you would like things to be instead. How would you like your life to be? What would be different?
I'll just have more focus during my work and get on my lists of things to do. And, be able to concentrate more than 2 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm getting tired, yeah.
All right. So let's do a little session then.
Okay.
So now if I were to ask you to choose one word that would symbolize how you'd love to be, how you want your life to be, how you'd like to feel in one word. Could you choose a word? Or how you'd like to feel?
I guess like focused and more energized.
Which one? Let's choose one. What would sum it all up?
Energy.
Okay, perfect.
Will be better because you can't focus when there's no energy.
All right, so let's start by taking a nice deep breath.
Okay.
Take a nice deep breath in, and then exhaling slowly. And another nice deep breath in, inhaling slowly. And this time, as you exhale, just let your eyes close. And then just continue to breathe in and out a little more slowly than usual. Just letting your breathing relax. And you might already notice that if you allow your breathing to relax, the rest of you kind of automatically relaxes also. And you're breathing something you don't even think about most of the time, but if you wanted to, you could control your breathing. And now I'd like you to send your focus, your attention to just one little area, that area around your eyes and eyelids. And just imagine that you could send a nice feeling of relaxation to that area. Just relaxing all those little tiny muscles on your eyelids. And just noticing what that feels like, how relaxed that feels. And then take that relaxation that you just created there and just let it radiate out in every direction, radiating out to the rest of your body, and just let it drift and travel through your body in its own time. As it travels through your body, let it relax everything in its path. And you might even want to let it linger in any place that needs a little special relaxation. And just continue to enjoy that relaxation for the next few moments. And all of these habits and patterns that we form, whether we like them or not, whether they're helpful or not, we take them on through repetition a lot of times. Sometimes we just start a habit, whether good or bad, and we just keep doing it, keep repeating it, and it just becomes automatic. But just as we take on these habits, we can just as easily let them go. And sometimes we say we're creatures of habit, but we're also creatures of change. We're changing all the time throughout our lives. We grow, we change inside and out. We change the way we dress, we change the way we function, we change the way we think. We're forever changing. We change our minds, we change the way we think about things, we change where we live. So really, change is the way we are. It's natural for us. So change is easy. And it's especially easy when you make a choice to change, when there's something that you choose to change about your life, the way you are, the way you feel or behave or function. And you've already made that choice that you want to change your habits of being a little less organized than you'd like and less energized. So since you made that choice, it can be easy, it can be effortless. So I'd like you to think about for a moment, create an image in your mind of how it has been recently when you're not really pleased with how you're feeling and how productive, how you're less productive than you'd like to be, less focused, less energized. Just think of how that is, how that feels, how it feels to be less than how you'd like to be. And create that image in your mind as if it's a little photograph, like one of those old black and white photographs. And since it's one of those old black and white photos, it's faded and the colors gotten all weak. The brightness is gone. And then just let that image fall away. Just put it aside for a moment. And now I'd like you to shift your focus and bring the image in your mind of how you'd like to be instead. That ideal you, that ideal behavior, the ideal feelings. Imagine how it feels to be full of energy, full of motivation, driven, focused. Productive. And building on to that positive image of how you want to be. Being much more organized, being very organized. Having a place for everything and keeping everything in place. Being tidy as a habit, organized, much more efficient in how you function. And just build that image in your mind and just imagine how great that will feel. How great it feels to be organized, energized, productive and focused, motivated. And let that positive, powerful image be colorful, vivid, and bright, and clear in your mind. And now take that bright, clear, positive image of how you want your life to be. And imagine that you could put that on a little postage stamp and stick it onto the center of that old drab image of how you don't want to be. Just stick that positive image onto the negative one. And in a moment, not now, but in a moment, I'm going to ask you to imagine sending that combination of those images out into the universe, out into space, sending it out as far as you can, letting it go far, far away, and as it goes far away, it gets smaller and smaller. And then after that, it's going to zoom right back to you really quickly, as if it was attached to a rubber band. As soon as it gets out as far as it can go, it snaps right back. And when it snaps back, you only notice that positive image of how you truly want to be. And that image is bigger now. It's grown from that little postage stamp size to a poster size. So getting ready now, imagine sending that combination of those images out, way out into space. Gets farther and farther away. Let it go far out so you can't even see it anymore. And then when it gets that far out, let it snap right back. Only noticing that positive image now. And now let's do that one more time, and a little bit faster now. I'm going to have you send that out into space again. This time, sending it out faster and letting it snap back even faster. And this time, it comes back even more vivid, even bigger, becoming life-size this time. Getting ready now. Send it off into space now, and let it snap right back. Larger now, poster size now, that positive image of who you want to be. And now one more time, even faster now, send that right out into space again. And let it snap right back. This time, larger than life, more vivid, more bright, more animated, and feeling much more real. This is who you are from now on. This is who you truly want to be, and can be, and will be. And now think of one of those situations that happened in the past where you weren't as energized, weren't as organized as you'd like to be, and you didn't feel that good about yourself for that reason. Now imagine feeling that organized you, that energized you, that productive and motivated you instead. And notice how great that feels to be who you want to be organized, full of energy, full of motivation and drive, and fully focused, able to concentrate on whatever you're doing at the time. And picturing yourself maybe 6 months into the future, already having been that new you, the way you want to be. 6 months of being organized, energized, motivated, focused, and productive. And looking back and realizing how easy it was. All of those new positive habits are natural now, they're automatic. And it just continues to get easier and easier every single day. Because it's natural, it's the way you are now. And in a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 3. As I count from 1 to 3, just let those numbers bring you back into full alertness, full awareness, feeling fully energized, fully motivated, fully organized. knowing that you will stay that way from now on. Beginning to count now. 1, feeling more alert, more aware. 2, looking forward to the new, energized you. And 3, when you're ready, opening your eyes, feeling fully refreshed, fully energized.
Well, that felt great. Yeah.
Feel different?
Yes, I do. I feel more energized right now. Yes. I have a lot more energy. All right, perfect. This is Hypnotist Bernie's exposition. We're out of time. Thank you very much for Cynthia de Silva.
Mm-hmm.
We will have her information down at the information bar down at the comment section. If you're watching this on YouTube, we have Cynthia's information and website in the information section below. So join us in 2 weeks. This is Hypnotist Bernie, CCTV, Channel 9, Cambridge.